Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. If you are new to the channel, this is Richard for WELSHYTECH and welcome. Today we have got the LANCOOL 217 Infinity case to review. So first of all, we go through the overall layout. Well, it is a mid-tower case. It does have two 170mm fans at the front, which are mirror effect and they are RGB. At the back, we do have a 140 fan, which is also RGB with an infinity mirror effect on the hub. Okay, so first of all, we'll get to motherboard support. Well, it does support quite a few. It supports ATX, micro ATX, mini ITX, back connector motherboard support. It does also support eATX and SSI EEB motherboards. I'm assuming that would be server grade motherboards. So that does support quite a few motherboards when it comes to actual motherboard support. And then, of course, when it comes to the actual attractiveness of this case, it does have a massive infinity mirror of glass on the front with two 170mm ARGB with infinity mirror effect on the hubs as well. When it comes to like GPU support, well, it does support some of the biggest GPUs in the market, and the maximum length of the GPU is 380mm. This does also have a included GPU bracket support, just for in case you have like a 4090. Also, when it comes to the actual PCIe slot, this is actually a bracket. You can take this out and rotate it, so you have a vertical GPU, which is cool in literally a sub £120 case. Now, when it comes to specs for the actual back case, well, believe it or not, they actually do list it on the website. Now, that is a 140 by 140 by 30mm fan. The speed is 1900 RPM with a airflow of 81.3 CFM with a start pressure of 2.4mm H2O with a noise decibel rating of 33.8 decibels. Now, the two front intake fans, which I did say are 170mm fans, they're 170 by 170 by 30mm. The speeds of the fans in the front are actually 1500 RPM with an airflow of 142.56 CFM with a start pressure of 3.34mm H2O with a noise decibel rating of 34.3 decibels. To remove the front dust filters off the fans, what you do is you rotate, push, and they do come off like that. And as you can see, they're very, 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 very big openings. So the airflow on this is going to be absolutely amazing. So when we get to the front I/O, we'll go with the side ones first. Now, it does come with a audio as well as microphone jack. Does come with a Type-C connection, which is 3.2 Type-C, and it does come with two USB 3.0 ports. Top of the case does come with a power button. It does come with a M1 front panel lighting, so that would be for the infinity mirror effect, and then it does come with an M2 fan lighting control button. That is so you can sync it up to your motherboard software. Now, when it comes to like CPU cooler max height, it does have a max height of 180mm, so preferably some of the biggest or one of the biggest air coolers on the market. The top of the case does support three 120s or two 140mm fans. The back fan, it does support a 120, but it also does support a 140mm fan. So when it comes to actual like drive support, well, you can actually fit SSDs here. They have actually got mountings on this little drive cage by here, but if you take this off, under here it does come with fan support. You can put two 120s. When it comes to actual radiator support, well, believe it or not, this only has radiator support on the top. So it only supports a 360, a 240, or a 280mm, basically radiator or AIO. And this cage by here, this actual cage on the top is actually removable. You can actually remove it to install a radiator or an AIO. This case is a traditional 7-slot case. The bottom, you can install a normal power supply on its, well, in its normal orientation. This case is fully compatible with the Edge series of power supplies. And when it comes to actual cage or drives, when it comes to like SSDs or hard drive support, it does have two hard drive cages, which does support hard drives. It does support SSDs as well. You can actually put two SSDs on top, or you can put 4 hard drives in there as well. So when it comes to like the overall layout of the case, now like I did say, you get drive bays, you also get 2 slots there for SSD storage, but this case does have a lot of tie points here for cable managing your power supply. And like I do say though, these cages at the bottom, I believe you can take these out, which would be a lot easier if you are having a very long power supply. But when it comes to like power supply supported, the max power supply ported in a standard ATX orientations up to 220 millimeters, but with a rotated orientation power supply like the Edge series from Lian Li, it does have a max of 180 millimeters. This does also have a built-in ARGB. This is for the this is actually a built-in wireless receiver for hubs you can get with the wireless fans. Now, if you have one of the controllers, you link it up to this wirelessly, and it will sync up the front infinity mirror as well as the fans to the Lian Li Connect software. So yeah, now that's pretty much it for when it comes to like what actual support you get in this case. But as you can see, there's loads of cable points here, there's loads of there's grommets, there's loads of space in the back of the case just for cable management. And like I say, you get a lot of internal compatibility with their wireless fans as well, which is quite cool. Now let's build something in this and see how it performs when it comes to thermals. Okay, so when it comes to the actual system specs that I use for the testing, well, it is an Intel Core Ultra 7 265K. It's got 32 gigs of DDR5 from Kingston. It's got an ASRock Z890 Riptide motherboard. It's got a 2TB Gen 5 drive. It's got an RX 7800 XT, and it's got a 1000 watt power supply. When it comes to testing, I've done 2 different types of tests, one at 50% and 100% fan speed. That does include the GPU fan speed as well as the case and the air cooler fan speeds as well. So 50% fan speed, the CPU power draw was at 202 watts at high with a low at 191. So when it comes to the overall temperatures, the idles on Cinebench R23 for a 20-minute run was 29 Celsius with a max of 83. The GPU, I did test the GPU temp, the hotspot, as well as the junction. So for the GPU temp, the idle was 23 with a max of 64. The GPU junction temp was an idle of 44 with a max at 76. And the GPU hotspot was 29 with a max of 93. And the GPU did draw 273 watts. Okay, so for the 100% fan speed, now the CPU power draw was a little bit higher on the low. The power draw was high at 202 watts with a low at 195, so you do get a bit of a difference there. But that does come with the idles as well as the overall maxes. Now the idles was 30, but the max was 75 Celsius. Now for the GPU temperature was 24 Celsius at idle with a 61 at max. The GPU junction was 46 at idle with a max of 74. The GPU hotspot was 30 Celsius at idle with a max at 89 Celsius with a max power draw at 275 watts. Okay then, so what did you think of that? Now yes, I go through a lot in the video, but at the end of the day, this is a case review and there's a lot to go through. Now, when it comes to the overall aesthetics, that's obviously going to be personal preference. Not everyone's going to like the Infinity, not everyone's going to like the ARGB. A lot of people are going to prefer the original LANCOOL 217 because of the overall design, like with the wood as well as the oval accents. Now, personally, I like the Infinity mirror effect. I actually do like that. that. I think it's a very nice feature. But of course, it's not to everyone's taste. Now, this case at the moment on pre-order is £113 for a mid-tower that comes with two 170mm ARGB infinity fans with a 140 at the rear. Now, this has ample room for cable management. It has different variations for power supplies. You can put a normal power supply, or if you've got already the Lian Li Edge series, then you can put that in as well. It's got a very big maximum height at 180mm for the CPU cooler, which is that's quite big for a mid-tower. And it's got ample room for GPUs. And quite honestly, I think for the price, you can't really argue. Now, obviously, it's not going to be, like I said, the overall effect and look is going to be personal preference at best. But personally, I really like this case. The white definitely sets it off. I have seen pictures of the black. I would personally prefer the white. The white looks perfect. But obviously that's my opinion. Whether you agree with that or not, that is going to be completely up to you as well. But if you want to pre-order this, I will put a link down below. Give me a kickback for doing the review for you. Now, whether you guys actually want to know what stuff I've got coming, well, I've got an RTX 5050. I've got more Sapphire motherboards coming. I've got absolute tons of stuff here, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. And as always, I hope you guys have a fantastic week and weekend ahead of you. This is Rich for WELSHYTECH. Goodbye.